In 1963, in the central Anatolian region of Cappadocia, Turkey, a local homeowner was renovating his residence when he knocked down a basement wall in pursuit of a stray chicken. Beyond the cracked masonry lay not a simple cellar, but a dark, hand-carved stone passageway stretching deep into the subterranean volcanic rock. As local authorities and archaeologists began clearing the debris, they quickly realized that this was not an isolated cellar or a localized cave system. The passage opened into a vast, precision-engineered subterranean city extending nearly 300 feet straight down into the earth, spanning 18 distinct levels. This hidden citadel, known today as Derinkuyu, was capable of completely housing, feeding, and protecting upwards of 20,000 human beings, along with thousands of livestock, agricultural provisions, and water reserves. It remains the largest hand-excavated subterranean city ever uncovered on Earth. What makes Derinkuyu a marvel of ancient civil engineering is not merely its sheer volumetric scale, but the sophisticated environmental systems integrated into every level. The entire complex was carved directly into soft volcanic tuff, a geological formation created by massive ash deposits millions of years ago that hardens upon exposure to atmospheric oxygen. To keep 20,000 people alive in pitch-black subterranean darkness without surface ventilation, the unknown architects devised a masterclass in airflow dynamics. Over 15,000 individual air shafts were carved vertically through the rock, connecting the deepest levels to the surface atmosphere. The primary central ventilation shaft, measuring over 200 feet deep, functioned as both an airflow engine and a main water well, delivering clean air and unpolluted groundwater simultaneously. Air current tests conducted by modern engineers confirmed that even at the lowest 18th level, fresh air flows continuously without stagnant carbon dioxide buildup. The strategic defenses built into Derinkuyu reveal a community prepared for total, long-term siege against an overwhelming surface enemy. Access between levels was regulated by massive circular rolling stone doors crafted from dense granite, each weighing upwards of half a ton. These disc-shaped doors were designed on slanted tracks, allowing defenders inside to roll them into place with minimal effort, locking a level shut in seconds. Crucially, these stones could only be operated, moved, or opened from the inside using central lever handles. An attacking army on the surface or in an outer tunnel had virtually no mechanical leverage to push or pull the 1,000-pound discs backward. Furthermore, the tunnels connecting the chambers were deliberately carved narrow and low to the ground, forcing invading soldiers to move in single file while hunched over, making them completely vulnerable to defenders waiting in hidden side galleries. As researchers mapped the complex level by level, they uncovered an entire self-contained ecosystem built deep below the surface. The top levels contained massive stables for livestock, equipped with carved feeding troughs and drainage channels to prevent waste from contaminating lower living quarters. Descending deeper into the 4th and 5th levels, explorers documented vast dining halls, wine and oil presses, communal kitchens complete with smoke-dissipating chimneys, storage rooms for thousands of clay jars, and even a large vaulted cruciform school and chapel. To ensure survival during prolonged surface poisoning or water poisoning attacks, the city's water wells were deliberately disconnected from one another and kept unexposed to the upper levels. An enemy occupying the top 3 floors had no way to poison or drain the water supplies feeding the 12 levels beneath them. Despite decades of intensive archaeological study, the primary question surrounding Derinkuyu remains unresolved. Who built this colossal subterranean fortress? And what existential threat was severe enough to force an entire civilization hundreds of feet underground? Mainstream historical consensus places the initial phases of construction with the Phrygians, an ancient Indo-European civilization that inhabited Anatolia between the 8th and 7th centuries BC. Later expansion is widely attributed to early Byzantine Christians between the 5th and 10th centuries AD, who utilized the hidden cities to escape brutal Arab-Byzantine wars and Roman religious persecutions. However, alternative archaeological theories argue that the earliest levels may date back far further, potentially to the ancient Hittites in 1200 BC, or even prehistoric populations seeking refuge from extreme climatic shifts during the Younger Dryas epoch. The scale of the excavation itself presents a massive structural mystery. Excavating over 4 million cubic meters of solid volcanic tuff by hand required the removal of hundreds of thousands of tons of rock. Yet, across the entire Cappadocian landscape, archaeologists have found virtually no trace of the excavated debris or tailings piles that such a project would inevitably produce. Where did millions of tons of excavated stone vanish to? Furthermore, the structural mechanics required to prevent an 18-story underground city from collapsing under the immense overhead weight of the earth are staggering. Modern civil engineers who have analyzed the site noted that the ancient stonecutters left massive, load-bearing pillars of untouched rock at precise, mathematically distributed intervals across every level. In 3,000 years, despite numerous major earthquakes shaking central Anatolia, Derinkuyu has suffered 0 structural cave-ins or catastrophic ceiling collapses. The mystery expands far beyond a single city. High-resolution geological scans and subsurface radar surveys have revealed that Derinkuyu is not an isolated sanctuary. A subterranean highway, a low, hand-carved tunnel extending over 5 miles underground, connects Derinkuyu directly to Kaimakli, another massive multi-level underground city in the region. Regional surveys suggest that the Cappadocian Plains may contain over 200 individual subterranean settlements, interconnected by tens of miles of hidden tunnels, forming an ancient underground network capable of sheltering over 100,000 people simultaneously. Today, only a small fraction of Derinkuyu's 18 levels is open to the public, with vast sections of the lower levels remaining unmapped, backfilled by ancient debris or deemed too dangerous for unassisted exploration. Whether constructed as a defense against invading ancient empires or as a survival bunker against environmental cataclysm, Derinkuyu stands as a silent monument to human ingenuity under pressure, an entire 18-story metropolis hidden beneath the feet of an unsuspecting world.